I'm Kashish Periwal, your host for the day. Today, we all are gathered here to have an interactive session with none other than director Ashim Sen. He is not only a director but a producer too. He has been a part of many famous shows like Dance Plus, Ishkyaun Dishkyaun, Horn OK Please, and not only these, he is also known for Shark Tank Season 3, which is currently very popular in India. We have got a lot to grasp from this session. So do not miss the chance, be interactive, ask questions, and expand your knowledge. With this, I would like to call upon our principal ma'am, Dr. Rami Vora, to speak a few words on this session.
Thank you. I think I just asked for a little and I've got a lot. And I think you all are very fortunate to actually experience a live 4K shoot within a studio as a reality show with the production control equipments right in front of you all. This was supposed to be a very simple session which was going to be very interactive, and we were going to have some session with Mr. Ashim Sen taking you through his journey, but I think it has become a profound experience for each and every student here, and not only students, I think it's an experience for all of us too. And it is the very first time in the history of DGMC that I think we are having something of this stature happening as a masterclass. So I think you all need to give him a standing ovation for coming up with such a great team of his. So let's the clap be resounding. It's one thing to accept, please sit. It's one thing to accept an invitation, but to take it up to this level, sir, I'm greatly indebted for getting my students learn this. At the same time, he said very important thing that I think you all should understand, that this is not a industry where everyone is going to be very cordial. This is an industry where people are going to make, like he very rightly said, if you really want to work, then be prepared to be treated or experience hell as well. So it's hard work, it's painstaking work, and if you can see yourself through that hardship, then you've made it. And that's what these people here have made it with him, and that's what this industry is. So thank you on behalf of our President of Rajasthani Sammelan Education Trust, Shri Ashokji Saraf, on behalf of my entire team of teaching and non-teaching staff present here, and on behalf of my lovely students, I extend a very warm welcome and I thank you for being here. And thank you, Shravani ma'am, for introducing us to the director, the visualizer of Shark Tank. And the session is all yours, and have a ball.
Since we are recording this, so just so that you know that they haven't got someone just off the roadside, yeah. So I'll just play a little small show reel. Remember, while you're seeing it, be a little alert because I'll be asking you questions of this as well. For me to check how much are you into this, yeah. Roll it, please. While I'm sitting and talking to you, I'm checking you guys out. I'm checking the surrounding out. I'm checking the reaction out. So if tomorrow, if I have to portray something similar to this or something close to this, I know what I'm shooting. Secondly, most of my stars are in the position that I am in today. Meaning, they have a mic, they're sitting and they have got cameras trained on them. So as a director for me, it's very simple for behind. अरे शाहरुख भाई थोड़ा आप चेहरा ना बहुत आपका डाउन हो रहा है, अप कर दीजिए मेरे को, आपका ये आ रहा है, चिन आ रहा है. It's very easy for me to say. So for me to be in his position is also just as important, so I know what he is going through. Right? The other most important thing is that you need to know is that where's Ankush? There's Ankush. Ankush, I think you're a pass out from here, right? Yeah, so that's your senior over there. Let's be very clear why I'm here. I'm here because Ankush has been part of my Shark Tank team. Actually, he was before me, and he came into the project much before I even walked into the project. I came in much later. He lived the project, and the whole idea was how do we make it look clean and beautiful this year. That was the idea. And that was achieved by one of your exes. Means that's Ankush. His life was not easy, like how ma'am said to you all. I didn't make his life easy. We are in the business of being exact. Like this mic change right now, which happened. So post Karan Thapar, I started in Delhi in a channel called Home TV that superbly flopped. But they spent a hell lot of money on a show called Horn Please Okay. It was a dejection when they flopped because uske baad kaam nahi tha, but ETV grabbed me and I started doing work for them on their film adverts and everything. I used to shoot on 16mm and I just shot one on 35mm at that time. Very lucky that I did not go through the film world, and yet being in TV I could work on film and on video. Post that, I came and joined Sony. I started Sony as a promo producer and rose up to being the head of on-air. And there was nothing called as multicam those days. Anyways, while I was heading the on-air department, making adverts every day, I was freelancing, I was doing ads. The thing is, as much chance as I got, I said yes. I didn't go partying. There was no girl scene. And drinking, I didn't have money. But I preferred to be in the edit studio. Let me tell you what my life was during those days. Because we used to work in something called as low band, which is slightly above a VHS. We used to work in low band and high band. Editors used to be linear. They used to make me sit on the ground. For 6.5 years, I sat on the ground. I earned my place on a chair after 6.5 years. Till that time, I had to kneel down on the ground and work. That's how it was. That's why I push it, because they wanted to see how desperate I am to succeed. They also wanted to know, because I will tell you all what happens. In this line, कोई आपको अच्छा नहीं बोलता है. जैसे ही आप पलटते हो ना, आपके पीछे सब लोग, they have 50 points. Even in your syllabi, right now when you're going through, you all are doing critical appreciation of a job of a man who spent 20 years thinking of a film, and you're going to write some synopsis on him. What earns you that space? Yeah, over here you need to know while you're studying, how did they achieve, why did they achieve, is it underlit, is it not, whether the shot taking was right, was it a jump cut, was it an axis jump? Yes, you've got to know that. It is very important. But once you get out of it, please enjoy others' work. I enjoy anyone's show. When I'm watching TV, I don't know axis, I don't know anything. I am watching content and I really enjoy it. If you start doing that, life is very easy. You know, when life becomes a problem for us, when we get too technical. When you start thinking, अरे मेरा shot ये, मेरा ये award वाला ने, अरे मजा नहीं आ रहा है, उसके जैसा नहीं है, इसके जैसा नहीं है, you're gone. Don't think so much. Yeah, set up a frame, finish it, get over with it, walk ahead. You made a mistake, it's okay, revisit it, some other time, know your mistakes, write it down, and move ahead. I have a simple rule. If you ask me about a show that I have done in 2008, take the name of the show. I'll find my rough notebook, and in that I have got everything written from my shows, मेरे cue sheets हैं, and my learnings also I write at the end of it. So next year when I go to do Shark Tank, if they call me, I don't know if they will, but if they do call me, I have a whole working notes. I have a whole notes of where I made mistakes, what things I could have done better, and how could we improve this. So if you maintain this habit now, बॉस मेरे उम्र में ये बहुत धमाल है, मतलब इसका अलग पैसा मिलता है. Trust me when I say this to you. So your rough notes are just as important. In a digital world, my son has taught me to those good notes in an iPad. For the last 6 years, I have good notes. It's even on my phone and I can read it to you all. I can tell you all the past shows and what happened. So now let's come to what you guys are doing. So most of you all are directors over here. This is what? Anyone can enlighten me? What are you all doing? क्या पढ़ रहे हो आप लोग?
They study film, television, and they study all aspects, writing, directing, cinematography.
Okay, so you all are doing everything. You all are getting to know the whole thing, and then you all are going to decide after 3 years what you all are going to major into. Copy? Am I right? Anyone who's thinking who wants to be a cinematographer? 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. So I've got only 5 out of all this. How many of you all are directors? Future? डर मत रे, बिंदास. बाद में कोई तुम लोग में से दिखा ना मेरे को बाद में आते हुए पूछते हुए, याद रखना मेरा बहुत अच्छा मेमोरी है. So this many directors. Okay, got you. How many? Then what are the rest are going to do? Script. Script में कितने हैं? Screenplay. Screenplay. Sound. Sound 2. Anyone with a music background over here? You. It'll help you a lot, yeah. It'll help you a lot. What else department? Costumes, designing, set designing. तू सब कुछ करेगा? हाँ, कुछ छोड़ हम लोग के लिए भी. कर रहा है. Anyone else? Costume, fashion, production. Who wants to be the CD creative directors? How many creative directors do I have? 2 है. अच्छा. तेरे बच करेगा मैं. हाँ. So creative directors, that many. Producers, how many producers? You all know the difference between a creative director and a producer, right? Creative director, basic. This is I'm talking the international way. हमारे मुल्क में बहुत change हो गया है. So channel to channel it changes, but let me just tell you, a creative director is basically responsible. A director also ends up reporting to a creative director. Basically, they start the show. They are the one who has the broader perspective, a complete vision onto the whole thing. And the producer comes in that because they come with a slight technical background. So they will talk about monies, they will talk about places, then they will talk about places, past experiences. So there's a difference between a producer and a thing. Sometimes me, just because I own a production house, I am also called a producer. So ये भी थोड़ा twist and tail है. मालिक को भी producer बोलते हैं यहाँ पे. So what are the rest of you all are doing? I'm more interested in the rest of you guys because you all are like me in college who was thinking when someone came to talk like this to them. When I was in your place, yeah, I was looking at whoever would come and I would think, मेरे को तो पूरा India biking जाना है. Which I did. And I have not only traveled my whole country, I have traveled anywhere I go in the world, I take a bike and I travel. So let me tell you all why I do this. Because unlike you, we didn't have the habit of watching reels. So my reels was going out, एक जिधर मैं जानता नहीं हूँ, लैंग्वेज नहीं जानता, उनके टपरी पे बैठ के just to see how the life is. I still do that because I enjoy it. At the airport, everybody knows, including my production. किधर है? Prashant is there, right side of me. He hates me because nobody goes to the airport with me. If people are needed 2 hours early, I will be 3 hours before. But I enjoy going to the airport early is because I sit and I watch people. I sit and I watch life. I stand in a security and I see the chaos in your life because you've come last minute and then you're begging me कि मेरे को आगे जानी मेरी flight lose हो रही है. So I love seeing these things. Because I see these things, I also want to carry this moment and maybe somewhere use it. Even if I cannot use it, at least I made a little bit sense when I'm talking to you all about this moment. So I enjoy all this. That's why I go early. So what I want you all to do is keep your eyes open. So now, between you all, those people who didn't raise their hand, raise your hand please. उठा रे बाबा उठा चलो मेरे को मालूम है कौन कौन नहीं उठाया तू हेलो अंकल तू इधर उधर देख रहे वगैरह हाँ चल हाथ उठा हाँ so okay you get up I want you all to be sitting on a chair you in the black t-shirt you lady come yeah of course don't be so surprised I want now so what I'll do is now I'll take you all through a session where these two one will be a host one will be a speaker come take a seat where's the marking Aryan? One is here. Yeah. Come sit. Okay. Sit. Now, directors, raise your hand. कौन है रे? किसको भी उठा दे चल. आया तो. नजीक है इसके लिए तो best है. Okay. So now what you got to do is come sit here. We are going to do an interview session. So basically, you all are going to ask each other questions. So first it's going to be you. You are going to be the interviewee. He's the respondent. Yeah. She'll ask you questions and answer to her. Don't keep it one word. And you will see that he will try to say it in one word. You have to elaborate the whole thing. Get him to elaborate and speak. Director, you have to direct this scene. Basically, now forget the cameras. Cameras I'll take care of. You need to get them to speak so that you have a proper 30 seconds का reel तो मिले अपने को. हाँ? So अभी आप लोग थोड़ा बात कर लो. कैसे आपको चाहिए? कौन क्या पूछेगा? Help her out. आजा. बिंदा जा. See, I like you all because तुम लोग के सपने में है डायरेक्टर बनने का तुम लोग के सपने में एक्टर बनने का पर जब भी चांस मिलता है तुम लोग ऐसा ठंडा हो जाता है करेक्ट है सो अभी मेरे को भी कभी लोग मैं तेरे एज में मेरे को वो लोग ये दे दिया था राजकुमार और दिलीप कुमार So meanwhile while they are talking and still getting themselves let me just explain more stuff to you. The guy who is sitting over there mixing is called a VM. In India they called as online switcher guys or a switcher guy, but he's a vision mixer. So he's called a VM. VM. Yeah? That's his vision mixer. What does he do? His job is not only to mix shots. He listens to the director. I'll say 3 standby going to 4. I always use a standby command. मैं jump नहीं मारता हूँ जो कि झूठ है जनरली ये तुम लोग को बोलना पड़ता है मेरे को बट बिकॉज आई वर्क विद माई विजन मिक्सर गाइज फॉर द लास्ट 20 years वी आर लाइक मैं बोलने के पहले वो वहाँ पहुँच के वो तीसरे शॉट पे भी चला गया है सो यू नीड टू फाइंड योर ओन पार्टनर्स यू नीड टू मेक योर ओन टीम विद पीपल whom you gel with. Sometimes you might not be working with your regular people. Then if you come back to this habit, stand by 3, 4, pull out and cut to 4. Stand by 6, and cut to 6. Stand by to mix to 3, then you will dissolve to 3. So these are the commands you do. Forget what I am saying, you are not understanding, you will get this as time goes by. Don't worry about all that. सब कुछ स्कूल में नहीं सीखना होता है. Yeah. So now I've got 5 cameras over here. So I've got 4 over there which I explained to you all, and my 5th is a PTZ which generally they got it so that if I am sitting here and explaining to you all so that it could be a close. These are also called as BRC cameras. These are remote pan, tilt and zoom cameras. Generally the lingo for this is PTZ or BRC, basically a remote controller because it's got a remote controller. What are these cameras used for? The shows like Big Boss that you see, these are those remote cameras that are being used. And behind the glasses, you have 3 of those big lenses and couple of these. with 5 manned cameras and 60, 70 remote cameras, the whole big boss is done. Yeah, so that's a PTZ. So PTZ can also be mounted on a tripod. It can also be mounted on this, ulta. It can also be mounted on top, Sida, like this is Sida. Ulta is hanging it upside down. It can hang upside down over here as well. It can be put anywhere. You can make a small pedestal and put it, it's easy. Yeah, so now we've got 5 cameras. This unit is called the racks. Why is it called the racks? All my 4 cameras are coming over here. Over here, later on when you all, before you all leave, just go by and you all will see. So what happens when I'm shooting live, I'll just say stand by 3 is burning. 3 is burning means exposure बहुत ज़्यादा है. 3 is hot. मैं ऐसे ही कुछ बोलूँगा. और इन लोग मेरा stand by command भी सुन रहे हैं. So when they hear my stand by for 4, they will, before the vision mixer can go to 4, they are also checking 4 और 4 का racks उन लोग ठीक लेके आते हैं. मतलब exposure, okay, pick up any camera, take camera, take my close, 2, इसको under कर, 2 को under कर. So I'll just say 2 is under. Okay, correct it, correct कर, जल्दी लेके आ उसको, ठीक है? There you go. So if the DOP is the director of photography who sits next to me with a proper monitor, he will ask him for the exposure. Exposure कितना है इसमें? 2.0 है. You're getting what I'm saying? So he gets everything. So basically the job of the cameraman is just to handle the cams. The racks and everything will be handled by someone else. So we are making it easy as possible so that you can just concentrate on the content and it's not engineering heavy. Yeah. Next to that is my whole router box. All my routing is done through that, and my switcher main hard frame. Switcher is basically this. That's hard frame is over there. There is an audio console. There's a playback console over there. Correct? Playback console जिसे अभी आपको मैंने वो लोग ने show reel बताया जो भी बताया. So this is basically the most basic setup ever possible. Do we have a photograph of the PCR on your this? It can be shown on that. Yeah, I'll just show you what a cricket PCR looks like and what a kind of PCR that I work in, so you'll understand how many monitors you have to see in life. Okay, so now coming. You guys are ready? Yeah. Okay, chal, come, let's do this. Come sit here with him. He'll call for the shots. Iske shots se jana. Start with a 2 shot. Make it interesting for all of us. Stand by. Guys, we have a new show coming up. Okay, so we're sampling. क्या बोलते हैं उसको? Teaser. Teaser बोलते हैं ना उसको? So we'll sample a teaser. मेरे को छोड़ दे बेटा, इधर आ जा. हाँ, दुकान पे आ. Okay, stand by. So close-ups, crosses are on close, 2 shot and single shot. Stand by. Starting with anchor on 3, 2, 1 and cue anchor.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
So, अपने बारे में कुछ बताइए.
मैं पहले मैंने कॉमर्स किया था, कुछ I decided.
Okay, so how did you get to know about DGMC?
मैं जब मेरा डिग्री कर रहा था तो एग्ज़ाम के 3rd ईयर में सेंटर्स होते हैं, सो मेरे 3rd ईयर में मुझे ये सेंटर मिला था और यहाँ पे मैंने ऐड
Close up in there.
तो अपने पास से
एक्चुअली बचपन से इंटरेस्ट था कि कुछ मतलब कि क्रिएटिव फील्ड में करना है, सो वही था कि मैं क्या एक्सप्लोर कर सकता हूँ. अभी भी मैं श्योर नहीं हूँ कि मैं एग्जैक्टली क्या करने वाला हूँ, बट स्टिल आई एम फिगरिंग आउट
2 shot.
क्या है
1 cut.
close
Close up.
और मैं ज़्यादा सिनेमैटिक
Long close up.
बट मैं इतना कैमरा से यूज टू नहीं हूँ कि मैं बोल सकूँ कि मुझे सिनेमैटोग्राफर बनना है. सो अभी भी फिगर आउट कर रहा हूँ कि क्या मेरा इंटरेस्ट सही जगह पे है या नहीं.
तो आपको DGMC का मास्टर्स अच्छा लगा?
हाँ, अब तक तो हाँ.
So मास्टर्स के बाद का क्या प्लान है?
पता
Like
नहीं.
where do you want to go? Where do you see yourself?
आई डोंट नो, अभी ये 2 साल में पता चल जाएगा कि क्या आगे विजन.
Okay, fine.
Okay, I'll cut it over here. Few things. How many concentrated on the content? How many concentrated on what was happening on TV? How many was like, क्या हो रहा है? First one, how many concentrated on the? मैं question पूछने वाला. How many concentrated on the what they were talking? Cool. How many were like watching the monitor there? Okay. And how many were like, क्या कर रहे हैं इन लोग? Yeah, that's cool. And nobody. Okay, which I don't trust. But anyway, let me tell you all something. So anchor, the first thing is, you are an anchor because you are in love with this, right? So where do you first look? I love you too. So you should have done that. Yeah, that's one. Director, got it? So सबसे पहले वो इस पे ही टूट पड़ी, नहीं ना? उसका पहला प्यार क्या है? एक्टर बनना ना. So कभी भी एक्टर को, why do you see a director so close to an actor trying to tell that? There is a reason. If your character, if your anchor is not at her best or his best, मतलब तेरे को उसको वो लेवल पे लाना ही है, नहीं तो फिर ये सब मिस्टेक्स होंगे. Yeah, it's not a mistake. Sometimes what happens, they are not in the mood. They want to go home. हाँ चल क्वेश्चन पूछा, निकला घर. So now after you shoot this, he said मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है, I am going, because धोनी का एक दिन का आप 5 करोड़ रुपए देते हो, assuming हाँ, आप 5 करोड़ रुपए देते हो. आप जब 5 करोड़ रुपए उसको देने के बाद आदमी लोग 2-2 घंटा से यूज करते हैं उसको. So when you call him from 2 hours, that 2 hours is very expensive ना, of a big star, right? So he's gone. Now how will you salvage this? ये short हो गया, अभी कैसे करोगे आप? उसको बोलते हैं चीट शूट. हाँ, हम लोग, मैं बहुत चीट शूट करता हूँ. आई एम लाइक अ मास्टर इन दिस. क्या बोलता अंकुश? अपन बता नहीं सकता अपन ने क्या क्या किया, पर आई लव डूइंग चीट शूट्स बिकॉज दैट्स वेयर इट कीप्स मी अलर्ट. सो आई हैव टू बी कंप्लीटली अलर्ट विद द कंटेंट. अभी चीट शूट कैसा होगा? आजा बेटा, इधर आजा, पीछे आजा, पीछे आजा, क्लोजअप ले, इसका रे. हाँ. So she will assume he is there. If you need be, you can have someone sit per chair, थोड़ा shift कर देना. Assume that person is there, and she, right, बराबर, remembering some things, right, and she talks looking at this person. Those lines that she didn't do. Now what was the other thing that मेरे को खटका? She didn't do 2 things. She didn't open to the TV and she didn't close to the TV. So वो मैं बाद में ले सकता हूँ. उसमें सिर्फ प्रॉब्लम यही रहेगा, मेरे पास मास्टर शॉट नहीं रहेगा. तो उसमें मैं क्या करूँगा? उसके सबसे अच्छा आइडिया ये है कि बीच बीच में इसका ना कहीं से, ये पूरे इंटरव्यू में इसका जो जहाँ पे बात नहीं कर रहा, सुन रहा था, जिसको मैंने यूज़ नहीं किया, वो शॉट को मैं कट अवे बोल के यूज़ करूँगा. चीट शॉट्स. इतना भी मत चीट करना कि घर पे बाई भी पकड़े उसको. जैसे अवार्ड शो में होता है ना वो ताली वाले शॉट्स. हाँ, उसका एक स्टोरी है, पर मैं वो यहाँ पे नहीं बोलूँगा क्योंकि अभी रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है. पर I've got amazing stories about that, how it started, how it was a very big mistake on my part that became a trend later. Generally in award shows we never used to cut to reactions, and how a very big mistake of mine, for which I had to leave Bombay for at least 2 months also, and then it became like the normal cut now world over. But it started as a mistake, I'll be very honest. किसी ने सोच के नहीं किया था, एक honest गलती था. So one thing is, trust me, now I'm speaking only to those guys who didn't pick up the hands. Why am I speaking to them? You remind me of me. Because I was one of those guys who would not pick up the hand. नहीं उठाने के, जा क्या करने का कर. हाँ, I'm that guy. So I'm telling you guys, if you want, you will be the topmost directors of this country. अगर मेरे जैसे इस भाषे वाला आदमी सिर्फ एक कफलिंग पहन के आया और उसको थोड़ा इंग्लिश बीच बीच में डाल देता है, अगर वो बन सकता है, think you guys with proper education, where you can guys go, right? Yeah, that's ample motivation for you. I didn't have your kind of schooling. I didn't have anyone to tell me what is a wide, what is a kalaba, what is what. Nahin. I had to sit on the ground for 6.5 years before I could sit on a chair in an edit room. In an edit room is where I first learnt my shots. That's where I got my confidence. The next thing that I did was I said मैं या तो डायरेक्टर बन सकता हूँ डायरेक्टली जाके, पर मैं ज़्यादा दिन बनूंगा नहीं, रहूँगा नहीं, और I will not make something sensational. So what did I do? I started cleaning up some other director's jobs. Meaning I became his post, second assistant, third assistant. I used to take up their shows and sit through the night and clean their online. In that, I started learning what is very good he said and what are the things I shouldn't do. Simple. So by the time of doing 5-6 years of that, I was like, I knew what I wanted. So invariably, come on, you all can go take your seat. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. So basically, if you are sure what you all are doing, success in my field is amazing. First, many years of your life will not be with money. If you think start से ही पैसा आता है, you're wrong. I tell this even to my son. He assumes पैसा भाग भाग के आता है, नहीं आता है. You have to be the best. You have to keep delivering every time. They will give you jobs which are so bad that nobody wants to take it. Because they know that you can come and clean this up, that's when you start becoming known as, okay, isko kaam dena chahiye. That's when the time they'll give you a kind of a fee. There are rack rates. There are union rates and there are rack rates. So you will always get the rack rate for sure. मिल जाएगा. Assistant का एक cost है, attendant का एक cost है, cinematographer का एक cost है. उसके बाद आप जितना excel करते हैं वो आपकी demand है. But if you start thinking of money now, you lost this game, boss. You lost it. It is not going to happen. मैं अभी लिख के लेता हूँ. बहुत जन है जो मेरे colleagues होते थे, who were brighter, who had great spark, and they also hit it very young, and they also made money, and I don't know where they are today. I don't see them. Yeah? Money was not my focus. I again told you, money was never my focus. What did I want to be? I wanted to be the guy whose work gets seen. I don't like being short. For Ankush, I'm doing so many things in my life, so I hope he never forgets. Yeah. I don't like being short. I didn't come here to become a hero. I don't like my pictures with my stars. From day one, I have said, अरे वो superstar है, मैं उसका बाप हूँ, मैं superstar बनाता हूँ, तो मेरे को उनसे photo की ज़रूरत नहीं है. The pics that you will always see are working pics taken by someone. I don't know why they take it. But what I'm trying to say to you is, if you are star crazy, sir, एक photo, sir, one selfie. गया मैं तुम्हारा इंस्टाग्राम में ही मेरे को समझ में आता है ये लड़का गया, इसका फ्यूचर नहीं है. बिकॉज इफ यू आर स्टार क्रेजी, यू विल मेक सम अमेंडमेंट्स, some changes to fit so that your star is comfortable. I'm not in that business. If I want someone to do something, I want them to do something. Yeah, तू स्टार है भाई, कर ले. मैं डायरेक्टर हूँ, मैं शूट कर लूँगा. Are you getting the point? If you are star crazy, you are dead. It might not show today, but it will eventually show. You can have your favorites. Of course, you can fall in love with some of your stars. Yeah, I have some stars जिसके लिए my heart beats. Yeah, like if Anupam Kher calls me right now, 2 बजे office, I'll end up. Boss ने बोला, because there are some people who you literally have fun with. Yeah. So I'm just saying, leave that love and पर्सनल बायसेस असाइड. स्टार के साथ फ़ोटो लेने आए हो तो फिर भाई तुम लोग की लाइफ बहुत छोटी है. बट अगर लॉन्ग टर्म गेम खेलना है, इट विल बी दैट दे विल कम एंड वांट टू हैव अ फोटोग्राफ विथ यू सो दे कैन पुट ऑन देयर इंस्टाग्राम. That's what you have to work for. Yeah. So now coming quickly, in a multicam, we did Shark Tank. So did you all watch that by any chance? हाँ, ओके. मेरे को इतना ज़्यादा समझता है, अभी भी नहीं समझता है, तो फिर भी मैं किया है. इट्स अ गुड शो, इट्स अ ग्रेट फॉर्मेट. या, एंड द अदर थिंग इज, इट्स गिविंग यंग पीपल लाइक यू ऑल अपॉर्चुनिटीज टू मेक समथिंग एंड जस्ट मेक मनी, राइट? At the same time, my job is to capture that emotion, and that moment. You can ask him and the other people who have been part of this crew of Shark Tank that it's not rigged, what people say, and I don't even want to explain that. We rehearse before any product comes in. Now, how do we rehearse? We get their products in place on one side. Yeah, we get those guys. The two क्या बोलते उसको? मैं contestant बोलता हूँ उनको क्या? The pitchers. The pitchers come, they rehearse, they stand in their position, they keep rehearsing till guys like them say okay and go. I as a director don't see their pitch. Until unless it's a complicated technical thing, then only I see it. Otherwise I don't see it because then my biases will be up. So I also experience it for the first time when I see it. Yeah. My sharks are sitting, so how we shoot is all the 5 sharks have got their cameras. They have their individual cameras. At no point that camera is supposed to pan to anything else, but it will stay there. So that's why at any given point in time, you will see that we have got their shots. Second thing is there is one more camera which is permanent, which is a master shot, which has got all the 5 judges. Then we've got that one jib camera, जिस पे entry लेते हैं, one steady camera जो अंदर लेके आता है, और दूसरा चीज़ जो contestant आने के बाद उनका closes है, जो मैं एक side से लेता हूँ. So 2 close-ups of the contestant I take, out of which one can also go for the product shot. I've lost most of you all. Boring हो गया? नहीं समझ रहे? मेरे पास board है. So I'll explain it to you all on a board because you all have to make this whole show on a paper. How have you all been taught to denote a camera on a thing? Have you all been taught like this or you all have been taught like this? नहीं? इधर तक आए नहीं अपन? ठीक है रे, भैया दे दे, ठीक है चल, डन, ठीक है कोई नहीं. So my Shark Tank set is like this. This is my tunnel. Tunnel leads to a door over here. My Steadicam stands here. Okay. The door is here. They come from here. They come here. They walk out from here. And over here you will see a peacock position where they come and stand. Yeah. This is my display area. This is my display area. This is where my sharks sit. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This is where my sharks sit. Yeah. So this is basically what the Shark Tank is all about. Yeah. Now let me tell you what my cameras are. My cameras are here, which are, I'm just putting it inside, but it's generally here. I'm just putting it inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and one more 6. So इसमें से 5, ये 5 लेता है, ये एक 6 हो गया, तो ये 7th camera हो गया. Then I've got 2 cameras over here, 8, 9. And I have a dead reverse camera that I've just put this here. So this is another one. Then I've got a camera on trolley, which is here. And then I've got one more camera over here, which is my jib camera, which also has a track. Okay. And then I have a reverse camera over here. If someone is looking this side and talking, I need their OS shot from the other end, which is an axis jump. Axis मालूम है तुम लोगों को? भगवान बचाए मेरे को. ठीक है. So this is an axis jump. So I have to literally think before I come from there to here. Okay. So this is my cameras of Shark Tank. How many cameras do we have? 1. 1 plus 6 is 7. 2, 9. 2, 11. 12. And 1, 13. Okay. They don't have money for that much. Trust me, he will tell you. So, certain times, I work only with 12. So, I have to sacrifice one camera and keep swapping it here and there. But that is something for a later on day. But abhi aap log 13 camera se chalo. On a day when they have some cookery or something, I need a top shot of the display. Before, they used to get a BRC like that, PTZ, put it on the ceiling and get a dead top. Now what I do is, I can also get my jib in the center to come on top of the display area and give me, because it's on track. You all get? I enjoy doing this. If you can get your set on paper, and if you, this is the top view. So always when you're asking your set designer से सिर्फ डिजाइन मत लेना, सेट डिजाइनर से टॉप व्यू भी लेना और साइड व्यू भी मांगना, ताकि उस हिसाब से आप अपने कैमरास को कर सकोगे. अभी मैंने यहाँ पे मेरा कैमरा को क्या किया है, इसके अंदर मैंने खाचा बनाया है, इस वॉल के अंदर. I've made a hole inside this wall which is part of the set, and I've made it black, and in that I've accommodated this. Plus I have to give a teleprompter, plus I have to give timer. Shark Tanks requires timer because it is only in a certain time. You all are seeing 16 minutes of edit. We don't want to roll more than 50 minutes, 50. In 50 the pitch should be over. That we edit it down to 15 minutes and show you all. So we have to keep them to the timer. I have to shoot 5 pitches, in 6 pitches, sorry. And he has to do changeovers in between them. So 6 pitches, 1 hour each, assuming that's 6 hours. Then half an hour for changeover, that's another 3 hours. 6 plus 3 kitna hua? 9. Lunch break kitna hua? 1 घंटा. Actually 1.5 घंटा होता है. So 10.5 hours. सुबह का नाश्ता कितना घंटा हुआ? 45 minutes पकड़ो, 30 minutes पकड़ो. अभी कितना हो गया था मेरा? 10:30, 11 हो गया. ठीक है. जनरली शिफ्ट 8 घंटे का होता है. मैं ऑलरेडी डेढ़ शिफ्ट में हूँ. So as a director you are responsible even for that. So you have to maximize the time, and it comes from how quickly without changing can you shoot the show. If you are a master in this, yeah, you are the master of this world. That means you know this game inside out. Now how can you be a master of this? तुम लोगों को ऐसा लग रहा है ये तो इतना साल से कर रहा है इसके लिए वैसा नहीं. Some time back I was sitting here and I had no clue. How do I develop this skill? It's pretty simple. Get your post-production right. Get your grammar of film frames right. That means axis jump, which I was just joking about. If you know your axis jump, if you know your master shots, if you know what close-ups, when close-up should come, when master should come, when head-to-toe would come, which the institution will be teaching you. Trust me, it has to be part of every syllabi. You get at least the basic thought of that right. Yeah, you get that basic right. This is a cakewalk. बाद में क्या होगा? आप पोस्ट आ जाओ, पोस्ट करो. 1 साल पोस्ट में पैसे कुछ नहीं मिलेंगे, लाइफ बहुत गंदी रहेगी. You will be working through the nights, but you will be learning so much. You will be seeing amazing mistakes that I make, and you will start making me look so good that people will think, oh my God, he's such a good director. Who makes my life better? It's the post department. Am I right? Yeah? So that's where you learn. The other way to learn is, you come in as an AD to a director. The only minus point of that is, if the director is not a good person like me, and who knows, I actually don't need an AD because I like to do my own stuff, and I don't delegate too much of my job to anybody. So learning becomes very less. Yeah. So choose your director, choose your post department, choose the people that you want to grow with. Don't get thinking that you want to work with the best name. Trust me, sometimes it will not be good. Right now you are seeing a better side of me. I'm not like that. I know that. तो मैं तो बार बार बोलता ही रहता हूँ. But you all should also know there is another side for every human being. So when you choose these are very important for you to choose. I don't want you all to come in and get harrowed. This is not going to be an easy world. We work through the nights. अगर कुछ भी है, where is Murli? Murli, we were doing which show recently when we were in Songad doing a 9-day event. His dad was very unwell, admitted in the hospital. He left the dad with his daughter, came from a shoot. He is my guarantee engineer. The most important, GKS is actually owned by him. These are his equipment. I'm very proud to say he started as my engineer. Today he is the owner of one of the biggest setups in the country. He provides me equipment. So he is always there. He is always there for my shoots. There's no way, even for this, I just told him yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday, apan ko jane gaya. So he said, I'll be there. He's come. There's no need for him to come. The others would have done it gladly. So while we were doing at Songad, which is a remote part of Gujarat, his father's health took the turn to the worse side. And they said, can't do. He was setting up for me. He still set up. And because there's no way he could go, he only had a morning flight. He worked through the night for me. Finished the setup, then left. By that time, his father had passed away. This is my industry. And I'm telling you all, this is what you got to be ready for. There's been a time when someone was on the camera and sit, Murli. So I'm always thankful for guys like this because these are the people who have that resolve because they want to go to the other place. Can you believe he was just an engineer who's now the owner of equipment? You will only think in crores. I don't think of it that way. I think my GE has set up a company. It will be the best company ever to hire equipment from. That's the pride that I carry. Similarly, a cameraman was on the cams and his mother was in the ICU. I was doing Filmfare Awards. And that time Filmfare used to be shown live on TV, on Doordarshan. And I get a call from the cameraman's wife that the mother's gone. I was like, not even 30. I was like, "Main bolu kaisa? He's my senior. How do I tell him and everything?" So somehow I just went on the headset and he just said, "Kay ala?" in Marathi. Said, "Phone alela," means phone has come. All he said was, "Ti geli na." I was numb. I said, "Ho, ठीक है, चलो अपन संपूर्ण अंतर में जाता हूँ." He refused to get off the camera. Nothing could change him. He was resolved and we were also resolved to do a good show because that's the kind of sacrifice he's putting. So these are the kind of people you'll get as teammates. And you would be the most luckiest if you know how to identify them. Yeah, they don't come with flamboyant colors, big cars, superb English, nothing. They are like us only. Khatam ho gaya, chal vada pav khate hain. We are that gang, end of the day. But I'm telling you all, the most key ingredient to succeed in this field is teamwork and not solo. You are reading solo names, but behind them there is a powerful team. You just saw my showreel. Look at these guys who are around me, who just came after Holi, early in the morning with no brief what the hell they are doing. They have no clue. I just connected my production manager to speak to Ankush and they got it done. I just explained to them on the phone what I need. So if you have a back end, if you invest in a good team, your life is sorted. Automatically it will be sorted. Because those people will also not want you to fall. Yeah? So coming back, camera layout and placing your cameras is very important. So for you it is very important not only to ask the front view of the set, it is important to ask the top view and the side view. Ask them these distance. These distance is important. In my case, this was a cool 15 feet. So that gives me, और ये LED है, LED का क्या होगा, बहुत नज़दीक होगा ना तो उसका वो दाना दाना दिखता है LED का. Because it's a distance, 100% you all also know it's an LED, I know. But when you are in the content, you don't feel it. पर अगर ये कम होता और आगे होता, it would have looked like a LED and it would have been irritating you. That's the other thing. This distance is also very important. Why? Because I started getting a shot from a jib which is from behind the shoulder, which is shift focus. Shift focus from this back to say another sharp. Yeah. So this distance also has to be good. So this is another cool 25, 20, no, this was 20 feet. मर के 20 feet हुआ था. So basically इससे मेरे को क्या समझता है, मेरा पूरा set कितना बड़ा है. I need an 80 by 60 laying set. So I need a 100 by 150 set. So as a director, as a cinematographer, it's very, very important. For those who are going into sound, it's very important to see whether it's acoustically correct or not. What do I mean by acoustically correct? See, I clap over here, it's flat. Yeah. In an acoustically not proper venue, what will happen is my clap will resonate. There will be a slight delay, a slight reverb, and those are the things that you need to curtail. There are some easy ways. आप कपड़ा, जूट, कुछ भी लगा सकते हो, छत पे थोड़ा hang कर दो. It subdues a lot. If human beings come, you all are the best absorbers of waves. So my acoustic will be much better right now is because so many of you all are sitting over here. So these things you take into a production of a show and you start. But the most important part of a multicam is its rehearsals. I'll show you all a small little clip of the just concluded opening ceremony. I'll show you all the rehearsals without the stars. Yeah, this is how we practice it. Thanks, Ankush. So ये जो नीचे का काउंटर्स जो आर्यन ने डाला है, I need that very important. If you are doing a music show or dance show or anything, this is very important. Why is it important? जो peak points है ना, 0-0 से हम करते हैं. जैसे when the music starts, always insist for your 4 clicks. Tuck, 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 tuck. It's called the 4 clicks. It's good for the musicians and it's good for you because on the tuck, 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 चौथा tuck पे आपका clock 0 पे होता है. Once you all get used to it, then you don't need the clicks. But ideally a click is very good. So what happens is, this was Sonu Nigam that you were seeing. No, stick to that only. So this was Sonu Nigam. At 29:42, I want to cut to 3. So I have cued this and told my assistant that. So during the show, she's actually put on the clock and she's counting. Stand by, go to 3, 3 and 3. Stand by for 7, stand by for 7. So this was the place where now stand by for buggy and buggy will go. So play. AR comes. So this is the counter for the AR 0039. The AR comes in and play please. So now AR Rahman's entry is happening. पर मैं नहीं बता रहा हूँ, I'm just showing you the building. इसके बाद remember this is my first try. Even I'm singing for the first time. Dances for AR Rahman have started coming in. That finishes and it's the second ID is of AR Rahman. Now I can't have the 4 clicks. So what happens is, because the guy is sitting in my room only and I'll cut to an audience or something and say 3, 2, 1, cue. and A.R. Rahman music plays, and play please. So because of that gap है, तो मैंने क्या सोचा अपन वापस बिल्डिंग पे शॉट लेंगे. That AR जो आया था ना उसका शॉट लेंगे. एक्चुअल में ये वाला. AR Rahman.
तेरे पास ही मैं आ रहा हूँ, अपनी बाहें खोल दे, जोर से मुझको.
So you see that counter which is downstairs, which is underneath. That's very important for me. Volume एकदम कम. Volume एकदम कम. What you see in the center is the building whose light was not proper, and even the chakra, the wheel chakra which is on top, you will see it underlit. So while we are doing the rehearsals, we are realizing a lot of things. We are also realizing that the whole stadium is slightly underlit. Correct? So all these calls are taken during the rehearsals. That's why we record and keep fit, and after everyone goes, we also sit through the night and we keep working. So for everyone who thinks I directed IPL opening and it was so much of fun, well, it was 42 hours of no sleep. So that is the fun. So if you meet us at the airport, you will find us all, irrespective star ho, dancer ho, director ho, producer ho, सब लोग ऐसे ही रहते हैं. We are phased out, and most of us are running to the next shoot. Yeah. So this is the AR of the building. I'm just taking different perspective of it. So it all works on cues. It is simple if you want to make it simple. It's difficult if you want it to be difficult. But the business that I'm in, the creativity is when we are here at this stage. This is the creativity stage. Iske baad, it's all about coverage and what you promised and how you will make it look grand and larger than life. In opening ceremony and advertisements, even if you're shooting a small mug, it should be so appealing and so beautiful that everyone wants to buy it. Similarly with a opening ceremony, it has to look so grand that people want to say, "Amma kasam, ye to bahut brilliant hua." That is what we are in the business of. And we could be shooting in a small space like this, in a chroma room. So your homework before a show is far more important than those show days, because on the show days you are just being mechanical, and then you're just being creative on those little things. ये थोड़ा कैमरा का एक्सपोजर ऐसा करेंगे, इसको थोड़ा अपन मूव करके हम लोग इसका ट्रैक शॉट लेंगे, you know, all those other things. नहीं तो फिर it's useless. You got that? Saif and everything. So this is the Saif and Akshay act of this time. And play please. Has music? Little music. This is not the final one. The final one was with the stars. I wish I had that, because you would have seen my final rehearsal and the actual would be 80% there. 90% actually. This is my first rehearsals, unfortunately, that I'm showing you. इसमें ये हमको गंदा लग रहा था, वो अनहार्नेसिंग हमको गंदा लग रहा था, तो हमने क्या किया, सैफ को देखो, हम I didn't have anything to cut to and it is shit. It's crap what I'm cutting to. So we asked, what was his name? Tiger to come and take the flag. So I had someone to cut to, because that people who are covering him are unharnessing, which is not great for TV or for an event, right? तो हमको कुछ डिस्ट्रैक्शन चाहिए, तो डिस्ट्रैक्शन वाज टाइगर. फ्लैग लिया, वो ऊपर के लेवल पे गया और फिर वहाँ पे जाके उसने गाड़ा, दोनों ने सल्यूट मारा. बाय द टाइम इट केम टू सल्यूटिंग, द हार्नेस हैड ऑलरेडी गॉन एंड गॉन अप, so I could again cut to a wide. So these little things actually make your show or break your show. Yeah. In that show I made a mistake also. There was this where Akshay finishes his act and then he was supposed to turn at the side, and Tiger was supposed to give me a backflip, because in Women's Premier League he gave me a backflip which was fantastic, and it captured and he got a lot of accolades. So he wanted to do that again. Lafda hi ho gaya. I kept the shots frontal because Akshay just finished and he also forgot. He stood in the front mark. उसने पीछे हो रहा था ये back flip. He covered him. So I didn't get the clean back flip. I could have given it from a cross shot. But it was too last minute and it was just 2 seconds call. So that was a mistake that I did. So there are these mistakes also I know and I write it down. कि अगला बार कभी होएगा तो मैं क्या करना चाहिए. So this is just few things that I wanted to share with you all. If any one of you all have any questions or anything that you all want to, पूछो अभी. फिर खाने को जाओ. क्या 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 बोला?
जो हम लोग DRS सिस्टम देखते हैं, डिसीजन रिव्यू सिस्टम, जब कोई भी प्लेयर रिव्यू लेता है,
हाँ,
जो अभी हमने रिहर्सल्स किए थे, वो कैमरास जो भी दिखाते हैं वो इसी तरीके से हम लोग वर्क करते हैं.
नहीं, DRS, no, that is, cricket is a completely different setup. Cricket has 6 EVSs. EVSs are huge 6 channels or 12 channels. They are huge, what do you call, replay machines. Okay, they are called as EVSs. EVS का full form क्या है? Instant replay. I forget the whole actual name, but it's the instant replay system. Now EVS is the name of a company. It's actually not even. So what I need is an instant replay. There is another machine called replay also. So there are 6 of those. In cricket there is 30 cameras. अपना कितना था? 32. हमारा भी input item 32 था ना? We also were 32. More than 40. So they also have a huge number of cameras. So what happens is every cameras, bunch of 6 cameras or 8 cameras are taken by the EVSs. So every EVS guy sits with 6 input and he is watching उसके कैमरा में. किसी के पास बॉल क्लोज है, किसी के पास कैच है, किसी के पास ऑडियंस है, किसी के पास लूजिंग कैप्टन है, विनिंग कैप्टन है. जब भी आप DRS का पूछते हो तो अंपायर जब बैठते हैं तो अंपायर रिव्यू सिस्टम पे, तो अंपायर वहाँ से बोलता है कि प्लीज शो मी फ्रंट फुट. फर्स्ट वो फ्रंट फुट मांगता है. सो नाउ व्हाट हैज हैपेंड इज वी हैव केप्ट एन EVS प्लेयर विद द अंपायर ओनली. तो वो इन रियल टाइम वो एक्चुअली फ्रंट फुट उधर देख ही लेता है वो. ओके, सो नाउअडेज वी डोंट इवन हैव द टाइम टू शो इट टू यू ऑल बिकॉज वी आर फॉलोइंग द बॉल टू द बाउंड्री. तब तक उसने देख भी लिया कि वो नो बॉल नहीं है. ओके, द अदर थिंग इज कट, दैट कट स्लाइस एंड दैट लाइन. सो अल्ट्रा एज, हाँ अल्ट्रा एज, थैंक्स. वो अल्ट्रा एज का हम लोग का EVS में एक इनपुट है जिसमें हम लोग ने ऑलरेडी वाइप करके दोनों शॉट को रखा है. इट्स ऑलरेडी देयर. ऑल यू हैव टू डू इज जस्ट टेल मी एंड वी जस्ट रिवाइंड एंड वी गो देयर ऑन दैट बॉल. कभी कभी अमेजिंग थिंग होता है कि हम लोग गलती से रिवाइंड में एक बॉल पीछे वाला भी दिखा सकते हैं. हुआ है ऐसा, और उस पर नॉट आउट भी मिला है और उसके बाद कंट्रोवर्सी भी हुआ है. हाँ, तो वो भी हो सकता है, बट होता नहीं है बिकॉज दैट मीन्स 40 पीपल हैव टू बी स्लीपिंग फॉर इट टू स्लिप थ्रू. या मीन्स दैट एट दैट लेवल, बिकॉज इफ यू डू क्रिकेट डे इन एंड डे, आई यूज्ड टू डू क्रिकेट बिफोर, आई वाज सो फेड अप कि आई सेड भाई ये मेरा ये दुकान बंद, ये मेरे से नहीं होएगा. और but those people who do cricket, they are so amazing. They can tell you things even before it happens. They can actually predict वो बॉल कर्व होएगा, ये बॉल रुक के आएगा, यहाँ पे सीम नहीं होएगा. They are into it. They are into it day in and day out. So when you come back to the DRS system, it's a review system that is asked, but it is more an electronic medium than like a Hawkeye. It's a computer generated graphic. It takes at least a cool 20 to 25 seconds to render and come back again. That's the time that we take for it to come back. So, तो cricket में किधर गया? So this is an EVS controller. He's got 6 pairs. I also do Mahashivratri. I've been doing Mahashivratri for the last 16 years. And this right hand side monitor that you see is all the clips that he have. So when I finish my Mahashivratri, towards the end he's making a closure for me. What is the closure? Is the end montage. And it happens live. आप लोग देखते हो ना replay या छोटे छोटे montage में देता हूँ जो बीच बीच में music के साथ, that comes through an EVS. It's on the spot, slow mode and given. and edit on a song. उसमें ज़्यादा creativity नहीं हो सकता, वही बंदा कर सकता है. Because his controller, बताओ वो, उसका controller देखा तुम लोग ने ना? His controller is like that. It's not an ऐसा वाला नहीं है, edit वाला नहीं है setup. It is a highly skilled job. It is a well-paying job. Most of the people in the world don't know it. We also hire people all the way from South Africa to here. Once upon a time, it only used to be South Africans, Australians, and English. In 2003 World Cup, when I was doing in South Africa, we had only 2 people from India who knew how to run an EVS. Today, I can say 90% of the EVS players, best people, are from this country. That's how it is. That big lens ball follow, in 2003, there was not a single cameraman in this country who could do a ball follow. Today, globally, the best ball follow guys are from India. Once upon a time, there were no, in 2003, all the crew used to be people from outside the country. Today, we hire them because we have so much cricket and sports that we are run out of people. So EVS is another opportunity that you guys can look into if you all want to. Yeah, so coming back, questions.
I have one question. If any live program is going on, like example in Shark Tank, something all the time, so how you will cover it in live?
Yeah, it happens. It happens over here also during the OC. Akshay stumbled. You have to be alert for it. So it's over a period of time you are accustomed to it. Day before yesterday's match, the spider cam wire broke. None of you all saw it. On the MI match, a dog was running around the field, which we all saw on social media, but you didn't see it on TV. So life goes on, you got to switch on to something. Over there, you have a commentator whom you can tell to talk about a certain stats. You can bring in a back stats of a certain player and keep the viewer engrossed somewhere else. In Shark Tank, the rule is that under no circumstances when a pitching happens, I can stop it. We have done that. When there has been an audio cut, at that time I come on the mic, I tell all the sharks to shut up. I tell the contestant to shut up. Then I call someone like him, ask them to take the escort the contestants out so that they can't. Others what happens is, इन लोग बात करना शुरू कर देते हैं. Then I'm losing out on content. So you have to get them out, do whatever repair you have to do, you do, and then call back in and start the whole thing again. So these are things on case-to-case basis. But while you're shooting, before you go in for a live shoot, you have to work out all the worst-case scenarios. Like when I'm doing Mahashivratri with Sadhguru, that's 12 hours live. It is so back-to-back. 12 hours sitting and calling. That means I have been so it starts at 6 in the evening. I'm there from 9 o'clock in the morning. And I'll be working till the next day 6 o'clock. The previous night I was working till about 4, 5 o'clock. So that's how life is. So at Mahashivratri, if anything goes wrong, we have small VTs, which is video. VTs come from video tapes, long time back. But basically we have small videos of 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, pertaining to the amount of disruption that I foresee. Suddenly someone fell on the stage. I will say, okay, roll in a VT. 2 minutes VT, please. The EVS plays the VT. It keeps giving me a back count of 30 seconds to go, 20 seconds, stand by for a count. Then I said, no, I need another 2 minutes. He'll play another 2 minutes. If not, I will go in for the count. 10, 9, 8, and then we go in for live. Yeah. So there are many permutations and combinations that one can deal with. So this is how the monitor wides are. This is how we see. That's my assistant on my right. The gentleman sitting down in white shirt next to me, that's my vision mixer. On my left is the Swami from the ashram. This is Mahashivratri, right? On the left hand side is my DOP. Yeah, so that's how a general PCR room looks like. Okay, done. So anyway. Yeah, ask as much, ma'am.
Example अभी competition है in TV, तो दोनों का tie हो गया, तो how you will
So if it's a singing competition, if it's a tie, it's on to the judges. It's not on to me. If it's a dancing show, I've faced all these problems. So I've gone through all of this. So in DID, I faced a problem where two of the contestants tied and two of my judges also had a fight. And it was between them, kaun jeetega, between Remo and Geeta. Okay, I know them from their dancing days. Yeah, so koi atne ko tayar nahi. So we came to a tiebreaker where now this was not part of the format. When you are not part of the format, then everyone has to sit and come to a conclusion how to do this. Like in a cricket, you have a super over. Then super over after super over, there has been a match that went into 3 super overs. Afterwards, it was decided if it doesn't go anymore, you will have to give the joint custody of the cup to both. So in this case, what we decided was in this dance show that we did a toss. Both the judges agreed, we'll do a toss. We will see who will be the first person to go. We will play any random tack. Even the sound engineer was not called to the dance floor. So it would be a choice by the sound engineer who has not spoken to either of the judges. When both of the judges agreed, we played one track. 1 minute of the track was danced by, what was her name? She later on became a judge, and another was the guy called Mayuresh. Shakti ka tha, मेरे को याद नहीं. So it is show to show, event to event, you have to work out for your time. In format shows, if you guys are going to write shows, if you are going to design shows, if you are going to be the copywriter of a show, if you are going to be the safeguarder of a show, my humble request to you is, please assume the worst and write it down. Otherwise क्या होता है, शूट पे हमारे 12-20 घंटे झगड़े पे जाते हैं, इसको कैसे रिजॉल्व करना है. Yeah, because people don't think that ये तो नहीं होगा, और होता है. So this is for all of you copywriters, for you to write the worst case scenario beforehand. Anything else? बोल. I think today you all are very very lucky. You all have got ample opportunity. मेरे टाइम पे रील वाली कैमरा होती थी. एक रील को डेवलप करने को भी इतना पैसा जाता था कि मैं 10 रील करूँ तो मेरे डैडी का पगार निकल जाए उसमें. Today you all can mess around on a phone. You all have got phone. You all have got apps. You all have got social media. You all can do anything and you all can get views and everything. Today sky is the limit. And in fact even my day sky was the limit. बहुत कुछ कर सकते थे हम लोग. बोलने का मतलब ये है, if you think you are creative or if you have got some ideas, gather some friends around and do it. Even if it is mad. If these friends are being little obnoxious with you, घर जा, बिल्डिंग के दोस्त लोग आराम से कर देंगे. उनका तो कोई हैंग अप ही नहीं है. समझ रहे हैं ना मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? Think about it. Let us talk about a worst case idea right now, which I think is becoming a trend. Any one of you been to South Africa? So in South Africa there is something called the ghettos. Ghettos is like Dharavi over there. वहाँ के बच्चे लोग जो है ना, उन लोग जो are Afro brothers, they are amazing in dancing. You will constantly कुछ भी ऐसे करना, टक टक, they are always in rhythm. They are in rhythm always. You see how shameless I am? I also don't care. I'll show it to you the way it is. This is one thing that you need to have. Yeah. So you will always see टक 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 ऐसा मस्ती करते रहता है. एक कोरियोग्राफर ने क्या किया, 6 वहीं के बच्चे को लिया, वही बैकड्रॉप रखा और उनको शूट करने लग गया. और उनके वीडियोस आते हैं हर हफ्ते. They became so viral that 6 kids have got a passport which is this thick. They are now a global sensation. Yeah. So idea क्या क्या है बॉस? आइडिया तो कुछ भी कर सकता है. गराज ले, नीचे बहुत सारे अपने गराज वाले लोग हैं. सबसे दुनिया का बड़ा ड्रामा होता है तो वो गराज में होता है. But I'm still surprised that nobody has taken the effort. 5 कैमरा डाल दो, 3 को माइक दे दो, बॉस ड्रामा ही ड्रामा है. दुकान ले लो, एक कचौरी वाला है कलकत्ता वाला, बहुत गाली भी देता है.
So तुम लोग देखते जरूर पर तुम लोग कोई सोचते नहीं how to use this. Now look how I am thinking about it. वो करो एक कचौरी वाला जो ऐसा मतलब he behaves obnoxious ऐसे तो 50,000 अपने पास बॉम्बे में खायचा घर चले वो एक बंगाली को फेमस किया. So y'all are not brain dead, na? Y'all are not taking the effort. Y'all are waiting for an opportunity to happen in your life. You're waiting for someone to open. अरे तू, oh my God, तू तो भाई तू ही है. नहीं होता है, नहीं होता है. वो भी जो स्टोरी शुभन का बोलता था ना कि मैंने इसको उधर देखा कॉलेज में सब छोड़ो यार. उन्हें कहता था अभी तक कोई आता था. My God, it's you, God. नहीं होने वाले. Do something in which everyone you make some really bad stuff. It's okay. But it's not okay to not do it and expect something to happen. You're doing nothing. And you want everything to happen in your life. While I'm bekar, while I'm sitting, my whole aim was to see your reactions. मेरा पैसा वसूल हो गया दोस्तों. मैं तुम्हारे reactions capture किया मेरा memory पे. ये session any day I can recreate. I know this setting. It will be so easy for me to tell anybody. This is how I want it. उसका हाइट इतना नहीं चाहिए. नहीं, ट्यूबलाइट का जैसे ही था. वार्म लाइट नहीं चाहिए था. मेरा कोल्ड ब्लू लाइट था. I had clarity. मेरे को कोई डेप्थ नहीं चाहिए. मेरे को कोई ब्लैकनेस नहीं चाहिए. It was a bright room. You're getting what I'm saying? I can see this. I will forever remember everyone's reactions. The ones who are bored, I can see. The ones who are not meeting my eye, I can see. The ones who are looking here, there, दूसरे की reaction देख रहे हैं. मेरे को सब दिखता है. You're getting what I'm trying to say? You all have the opportunity now to make whatever you all want to be. It's an amazing life here, boss. You will have critics. तुमको कोई सीधा बोलेगा ये क्या है ये छोड़ ऐसा 50,000 देगा. I've been told this 50,000 times. But does that mean should I stop breathing? Just because आपको अच्छा नहीं लगता, should I stop breathing? Should I stop living? Are you idiot? You will get criticism. You will have people. मेरे शो मैं कुछ भी मैं सोशल मीडिया से निकल गया हूँ. अरे यूपी से आदमी अगर ये क्या है? Hello? It's like तू कौन भाई? But you have to face it, ना यार. You want your work to be the number one. I do something. My last work had 225 million live views. 225 million live views में भाई कोई गाली नहीं देगा ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता है. So I make it a point अपने को comment section में जाना ही नहीं. अगर you are interested हो, you are good, वो माँ सहलाती रहती है, मेरी माँ सहलाती रहती है, तो कहने बाकी तो. So because I'm used to that, I'm not used to accolades. I don't like accolades. I don't fetch for it. I'm constantly thinking about my next project. Even while I'm talking to you all, I'm thinking about my next OC for a football show that will happen in Dubai. I'm constantly thinking about that. I'm already in my next project. Yeah, and that's how your life has to. It will be that way, whether you like it or you don't like it. आपके पास options क्या है? आप चैनल ज्वाइन कर सकते हो. आप सोशल मीडिया अभी आजकल स्टार्स लोग के साथ चिपक सकते हो क्योंकि उन लोग अपनी सोशल मीडिया की दुकान चालू करेंगे. So that is also lucrative. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's lucrative. But it also gives you ample chance to try. Yeah. And 90% of the things that you try will be so horrible that by the time you reach my age, you will be embarrassed about it. But it's good. Do it. Yeah. Because I have also done some embarrassing stuff. Because that makes you. तुमको मालूम है ना मैंने ये अच्छा किया या मैं बुरा किया. Yeah. That's second. Third, what is the other thing you can do? You can start out your own solo freelancer. But why would anyone take you as a freelancer? Until and unless you don't have years of experience. You need years of experience. You need to be from somewhere, right? That's your third thing. What is the fourth thing? What is the fourth thing? Films. What is the fifth thing? Which is now just come out, OTT. भाई ये सब अलग अलग हैं. ये सब अलग अलग है. Yeah. And there's one more thing that has come up big and which is becoming big because of India. That's podcast. It's not just audio. Podcast has suddenly become video as well. Who are the biggest consumers? Indians. Are you getting what I'm saying? And do you see the irony over here? मैं ज़्यादातर ये पूरा भाषण इंग्लिश में किया, पर हम काम करते हैं हिंदी में. So don't lose your mother tongue. And as much as you can, please visit the country, go see outside. दूसरे की रील देख के आप कभी डायरेक्टर नहीं बनोगे, आप कभी अच्छे प्रोड्यूसर नहीं बनोगे, आप कभी अच्छे स्टार नहीं बनोगे. अगर आपको बनना है, दुनिया देखो. Keep your eyes open, keep your phone down. I go with him to a concert, ये पूरा टाइम एड शीरन को मोबाइल पे लेके आया. 40,000 का टिकट मोबाइल पे. मैं कैसा दिखता था? We went to YouTube. How did we watch YouTube? I took him for his first concert. I said, please see, देखो, how people are reacting. It's more important. ये बाद में चलेगा. दूसरे का देखना. बाजू वाला भी तो शूट कर रहा है. उसको बोल थोड़ा मेरे को एयर ड्रॉप कर दे भाई. Are you getting what I'm saying? Please see live. Don't see it through your mobile. Shoot good things from your mobile. Share it with your friends. Take those obnoxious feedbacks. It's good. The more like people talk to you rudely like your mother and father does, the better it is for you. Because that is what the truth is. And look for people who are critical. My people, all these people, you really think they're waiting for to listen to me? If they have a point of view, they'll tell me. Irrespective of how much I abuse. So gather a team who can also tell you when you are wrong. Yeah? So I presume we are done?
One more question. If you by mistake edit a video like for parents,
I have gone through this hell right now. शीतल, छोड़ दे, इधर देख, सबको देख. Sheetal is my post-head. We did a 6-day, 7-day show called जैनों का फेस्टिवल है, क्या बोलते उसको, पंचकल्याणक ठीक है. एक जगह का नाम था सोनगढ़. They wanted state of the art. They wanted me to come in and just make it into a visual, whatever. We worked on it. We did a okay job. हम लोग ने सब हार्ड डिस्क में डाला. हार्ड डिस्क, everything was okay. Check, fantastic. So I got 280 TB of hard disk. Can you imagine how much footage we are talking? 80 TBs. We got it to Bombay. Now I have to transfer it to my client and just say, okay guys, it's good, चलो. और मेरा next project था अपने, उसके बाद क्या कर रहा था मैं? महाशिवरात्रि कुछ तो करने को था. Because I didn't have time. Guess what happens? The guy who comes from the DI says, sir, आधा गायब हो गया. Remember, as a rule, I take on 2 hard disks, not 1, but 2. दोनों से गायब है. So what is the first thing you think? Is sabotage. Then वो उसको जल्दी जल्दी retrieve करा. हम लोग करने लगे because we had to send the hard drive to someone to retrieve it. To the retrieval guy. While he is retrieving, वो तो मेरे सामने से और आधा गायब हो गया. I have never seen a case like this in my life. So we sent 1 hard disk to Sweden, Netherlands, to the place where the hard disk is made. किसका था? SanDisk hard disk. One of the best companies in the world. We couriered 1 to them. 1 I took to Sony. The head of Sony Technical is one of my bachas, called King Shuk. He set up the whole Sony and everything. उसके बाद भेजा, उसके बाद और भी मेरे और there are other kids of mine who are working over there. So those guys got together, they started retrieving it, and they said this is one of the most unique cases we have ever seen. I couldn't retrieve any of my ISO cameras. I could only retrieve my masters. Then I get good news from Sweden, where they retrieved 80% of whatever is in it. I got my masters from here, few ISOs from there. This is how it is. So what did I learn from this? I learned a few things, and these are very things. When you are putting anything onto a hard disk, For God's sake, do not format it on Windows. रूल नंबर 1, मत डालो. कोई बोले तो तेल लगाना है तुमको चाहिए. मैं एप्पल पे कर रहा हूँ. एप्पल में पूरा इसको मैं फॉर्मेट करता हूँ हार्ड डिस्क को. आपको चाहिए आप अपना हार्ड डिस्क लेके आओ और कन्वर्ट करके लेके जाओ. रूल नंबर 1. Second thing, if you can do, you should split your hard disk into two, which then makes it very expensive a proposition. आधा रेड पे डालो. रेड पे अगर करते हो आप सेविंग तो वो डिलीट नहीं हो सकता. क्यों? बिकॉज वो फिजिकल सेविंग होता है. इट्स नॉट लाइक अ सॉफ्टवेयर और अ प्रोडक्ट विच वन कैन पुट इन अ टाइम कोड एंड डिलीट नहीं होएगा वो. इट्स अ फिजिकल सेविंग. तो आधा रेड में करो, आधा आपके सॉफ्टवेयर के हिसाब से करो. थर्ड एंड मोस्ट प्राइमरी थिंग आई लर्न इज गेट अ प्रॉपर DI गाइड. ये जो रन ऑफ द मिल 1000 रुपये में आते हैं ना, जो is not the solution. That's the mistake we do. Because before that, I shot on 9 Arri film camera. There was a show done by NMACC, The Great Indian Civilization. The first फिरोज खान का प्ले है ना, वो मैंने पूरा Arri पे शूट किया और उसको पूरा मैंने रॉ पे लिया है. I have got that whole on 150 TVs. Yeah, I've got 250 TV of it. But I got a proper DI guy to come and save it for me. That is the thing that I did not do. So lesson number 1, don't go for cheaper options in life. Don't cut margins just because the client does not have the money. So that was a good question. Yeah. And if it's a hard disk problem, and for every show buy a new hard disk. कुछ भी लोचा होता है, you can send it to the mother company to eventually find out in Sweden that the hard drives were corrupted. So even they could not retrieve it. So they gave me not only 180 TB hard disk, they also gave me 2 or 4 2020 TB hard disk. But that does not save my crores of rupees that I've lost here. So very, very important. Amazingly great question this was. Yeah. So don't crouch on good quality hard disk. Manpower who will do your DI transfer. How to be? I didn't. Every day. How to be consistent every day. तूने कभी देखा है सचिन ने कभी भी 100 हर दिन मारा? नहीं ना. So first of all, get that pressure off us. I've done sports. I'm telling you as a friend, I'll tell you. हर दिन चौका नहीं लगने वाला, हर दिन छक्का नहीं लगने वाला. Sometimes you're going to set to the back. But some days are going to be where it's going to be a cut and it's going to go to a wicket. It's going to happen. Come what may. But what you should not stop doing is practicing and learning. The day you think you have arrived and you don't have, like this show before, I still have my heart race. And I have decided the day I don't get this, I'm going to stop. I'm still excited. I get up in the morning, I'm so excited. So everyday practice, everyday learning, everyday looking at someone else's job rather than being ridiculing and doing. Be a viewer. Yeah, don't be a critic all the time. Be a viewer. Sometimes if you see a great shot, even if he is your colleague and if he is gone 400 miles ahead of you because of his talent, don't be ashamed to just go in my head. And so, once you get these things off your head, there is a 90% जो गंद है ना वो निकल गया है. Then those 90% space you can concentrate on building yourself. And the more you start working yourself, it will just keep working. There is no solution for consistency. Consistency is something that comes with practice. Keep doing it and actually being in love with it. If you love what you do, if that's the reason why you came, if your parents forced you to come over here, छोड़ना, मेरे साथ आज अपन तफरी करते हैं. If not, if you've come on your own, it's an amazing space. Amazing space. We are better off than most. We'll be ridiculed at the start, but this is an amazing space. और कुछ? Sir, तू हाँ. That's not in my hand. Who's paying the money for this? Sony. Live. If Sony Live does not make money out of this, no sense in making a season 4 from those. वो अभी किसका वो पिक्चर है था 3 पार्ट वाला वो ब्रह्मास्त्र उसका एंडिंग शूट करके रखे वो Did I say more? हाँ ना it's as good as that. So I'm saying just concentrate on the season to season. 4th season का अपन बाद में सोचेंगे. And for guys like me, I started Dance Plus, but I didn't want to do the next season. I've done 3 seasons of DID. I'm done. I've done Nach Baniye. Because you can't keep doing the same thing. This is not applicable for others. This is applicable only for me because my path is something different. I'm on a learning path. I go to the set to enjoy. Even if I'm making his life miserable, I'm enjoying it. Every moment. But tell him, is it not worth it to come back to your alma mater stand and get me over here? On just one part. Because he's mine. It's not yours. He's mine. प्रोडक्ट आया इधर से क्या उसने मेरे को फोन करके नौकरी मांगा? नहीं. ये सबसे बड़ा आदमी गलत करता है. लिंक्डइन में सताता रहता है. I never take anyone. That person has to come by us. Because please understand the kind of people I'm meeting, talking, sitting with. How can I take someone whom I don't know? And how? अच्छा, आप लोग अभी next question हमारा किधर से पहचान करने वाला? यही बोला है ना? यही बोलना है ना? Basically मेरा बोलने का मतलब है start उधर से मत करो. Start at somewhere at a lower end. Don't go for the big shows first. Please trust me on this. 1-1.5 साल जो low budget, कम, no money, जिंदगी खराब है जिधर, मतलब जिनका अपना कैश भी बाउंस होता है, उधर काम करो. Why? Because when you work in places like those, you will understand how to use that one camera for 16 different things. You will not learn it anywhere. With me, I'm a rich guy. Means मेरा production तो बहुत अमीर है boss. मैं बोला like 4 चाहिए तो 4 ही मिलेगा मुझे. I will fight for my 4. So you will not see me struggling, trying to do that same thing with one camera. Can I do it? Of course I can do it. But do I want to do it? No, I don't want to do it now. So you're not learning, na? Please go and work with those who don't have budget, who don't have money, but who are thinking कि मेरे को तो पूरा दुनिया कब्जा करना है. सच्ची बात है. मैं कुछ झूठ नहीं बोल रहा हूँ बॉस. मैं उधर से आया हूँ. सबसे पहले कोई शाना के पास नहीं गया था. हाँ मेरा इंग्लिश अच्छा है ना.
We have a very small gift to you. I would like to invite Principal Ma'am to just present this gift.